My own daughter hired a stranger to marry me. She found a man who would pretend to love me, just so they could take all my money and lock me away forever. They thought I was just some lonely old lady who couldn't see what they were doing. But they forgot something important. I'm much smarter than they thought. Before we start this story, I want to thank you for being here with me today. This is a safe place where we share stories about mothers, grandmothers, and wives who have been hurt and forgotten. If you believe that every woman deserves to have her voice heard and her story told, then you're in the right place. Please tell me in the comments where you're watching from. It makes me so happy to know you're here. Now let me tell you about the worst thing that ever happened to me. My name is Margaret Sullivan, and I'm 67 years old. For the past year, I've been living alone in my quiet little house after my husband Robert died. We were married for 42 wonderful years, and he was very good with money. When he passed away, he left me with enough money to live comfortably for the rest of my life. But our house felt so empty without him. No more of his silly jokes or his favorite music playing in the morning. My daughter Sarah is 41 years old and my only child. She's married to a man named David who likes expensive things just like she does. I felt so lonely after Robert died, and Sarah seemed to notice how sad I was. "Mom," she said one day, her voice sounding very caring and sweet. "You can't stay locked up in this house forever. You need to get out and meet people. You need to find some friends." She had an idea for me. There was a group for older people that met twice a week at the community center. They play card games and read books together, she told me. Sometimes they even have little dances. "Please just try it for me, Mom." I didn't really want to go. I was still very sad about Robert, but Sarah kept asking me to try. She seemed so worried about me, and I didn't want her to be upset, so I said yes. The group was nice enough. Everyone there was quiet and kind, just like me. We were all trying to figure out how to live our lives now that we were older and alone. On my third visit, I met him. His name was William Brooks. He was 70 years old and told me his wife had died from cancer 2 years ago. He was very handsome with beautiful gray hair and kind eyes that sparkled when he smiled. When he talked, his voice was gentle and calm. But the best thing about William was that he really listened to me. For the first time in a long time, I felt like someone actually cared about what I had to say. He made me feel special again. William asked me out on dates, and it was like a fairy tale. He brought me pretty flowers and took me to nice restaurants. He would read me poems while we sat on my porch swing. He told me about how lonely he had been and how he wanted to find someone to spend his golden years with. I thought my days of love and happiness were over forever, but William made me feel young again. Sarah was so excited when she met him. "Oh, Mom, he's perfect," she said with a big smile. "He's so charming and nice. This is your second chance at happiness, and you deserve it." She loved William and encouraged me to spend more time with him. Having my daughter's approval made me feel even better about our relationship. After 3 months of dating, William got down on one knee in my garden under the stars and asked me to marry him. I cried tears of joy and said yes without thinking twice. We had a small wedding at the courthouse with just Sarah and David there to watch. My daughter had never looked happier for me. She called William Mom's blessing and said I deserved this second chance at love. I felt like the luckiest woman in the world. I had found love again. The kind of quiet, peaceful love that would take care of me in my old age. And I had my daughter right there beside me, happy for my happiness. Felt like everything was finally perfect again. But I was so wrong. I was blind to what was really happening. The first year of being married to William was like living in a dream. He was everything a lonely widow could want. He was kind, loving, and respectful of my home and my life. He moved into my house but always made sure I knew it was still in my house. He learned the names of all my flowers in the garden. He said my cooking was delicious. In the evenings, we would sit together holding hands while listening to Robert's old music. The terrible silence that had filled my house was gone, replaced by the happy sounds of two people sharing a life together. Sarah and David came to visit us all the time. They treated William like family, showing him so much love and respect. "It makes me so happy to see you smiling again, Mom," Sarah would say, her eyes bright with joy. "William takes such good care of you." About 6 months after we got married, William and Sarah started talking to me about my money. "Margaret, my dear," William said one evening, his voice full of caring concern, "you have so many different bank accounts and investments from Robert. It's too much for you to handle by yourself. What if we put everything together into one simple family account? It would make everything easier and safer for you." Sarah agreed right away. "He's absolutely right, Mom. It's the smart thing to do, and I can help you. David's company has a great lawyer who can set everything up for us. We could even make me a helper on the account, just to take care of the paperwork so you don't have to worry about it." Sounded so reasonable and loving. My new husband and my daughter working together to protect my future. I agreed without any questions. We spent a whole week with their lawyer, a smooth-talking man who explained everything in confusing legal words. I signed all the papers where they told me to, feeling grateful that they cared so much about me. All my money, everything Robert had left me, was now in a joint account with my daughter's name on it too. The first sign that something was wrong came from my neighbor, Mrs. Betty Johnson. Betty is 83 years old and very smart. She notices everything that happens on our street from her front porch. "Margaret," she said to me one afternoon while we were talking over the fence, "that new husband of yours, Mr. Brooks, is a very nice man." "Yes, he is, Betty," I replied with a smile. "He's been such a blessing in my life." She looked at me with sharp, suspicious eyes. "That's interesting," she continued, lowering her voice, "because I could swear I saw him a few months ago before you ever joined that senior group. I saw him having coffee with your daughter Sarah at the little cafe downtown. They were looking at some papers together and seemed to be making some kind of deal." I laughed, but it sounded nervous even to me. "Oh, Betty, you must be mistaken. They only met when I brought William home for dinner." "Maybe so," she said, but I could tell she didn't believe me. "But it sure is a strange coincidence, don't you think?" I told myself Betty was just getting old and her memory wasn't good anymore. Had to be a mistake. But her words planted a tiny seed of worry in the back of my mind. That seed started to grow a few months later when the vitamins began. "Margaret, sweetheart," William said one morning, placing a small bottle of pills on my nightstand. "I talked to a doctor friend of mine. He said these special vitamins will help your memory and keep your mind sharp as you get older." Sarah was there too, nodding her head enthusiastically. "Yes, Mom. They're all natural and will be really good for you." I had never been sick in my life, but suddenly they were giving me medicine for my aging brain. But I trusted them completely. My husband and my daughter loved me, they were just trying to help. So I took the pills every morning without asking any questions. And that's when my perfect, happy world started to become dark and confusing. The special vitamins were slowly poisoning me. At first, the changes were small and easy to ignore. I would walk into a room and completely forget why I went there. I would start to say something and then forget what I was talking about in the middle of the sentence. I used to be so proud of my sharp mind. I could remember phone numbers and birthdays and the names of everyone in my neighborhood. But now I couldn't even remember my next-door neighbor's name. William and Sarah were always there, watching me with worried, patient faces. "It's okay, my love," William would say, holding my hand when I couldn't find the right word. "Just take your time. This happens to everyone when they get older." "See, Mom," Sarah would add, her voice full of fake sadness. "This is exactly what we were worried about. Your memory just isn't what it used to be. Thank goodness we're here to take care of you." They were lying to me, using the confusion caused by their poisonous pills as proof that I was getting senile. They were building a case against my sanity, and I, in my drugged state, was helping them do it. My own mind was becoming like a prison, built from their lies and my growing self-doubt. I started to feel scared and anxious all the time. Was I really losing my mind? Was I becoming one of those confused old people who can't take care of themselves? The world that used to make perfect sense now felt scary and confusing. I started depending on them for everything. My independence was disappearing day by day. They would read my mail for me, answer my phone calls, and make all my decisions for me. I was turning into a child again, a helpless person in my own home. And they were my kind, patient but controlling caretakers. Their plan, their evil, clever plan, was working perfectly. They were slowly erasing the real me, turning me into the confused, helpless old woman they needed me to be so they could steal everything and lock me away. The one mistake that would bring their whole evil plan crashing down happened on a Tuesday afternoon. William had been on a long, important phone call in his office. I was in the kitchen trying to focus on peeling potatoes for dinner, my hands shaking slightly from the pills. He came out of his office looking upset and rushed out the front door. He shouted something about being late for an appointment. And there on the kitchen counter, where he had carelessly left it, was his phone. But it wasn't his usual phone, the one he used every day. This was a different one. A sleek black phone I had never seen before. His secret phone. My heart started beating so fast it felt like it might explode. Even though my mind was foggy from the drugs, something inside me was screaming, "Look at it!" With a shaking hand I picked up the phone. By some miracle it was unlocked. I tapped on the pictures, and suddenly my foggy, confusing world became crystal clear and absolutely terrifying. The phone was full of pictures. Not pictures of me or our life together, but pictures of them. William and Sarah, my husband and my daughter. Pictures that went back for years, long before I had ever met William. Pictures of them on vacation together, having expensive dinners, celebrating with champagne. Pictures of them in a hotel room, wrapped in each other's arms, looking smug and happy. They weren't just partners in crime. They were lovers. I felt so sick I almost fell down. I stumbled to a chair, my hand over my mouth, trying not to throw up. I kept looking through the phone, my fingers numb with shock. Then I found the text messages. A long, detailed history of their entire monstrous plan. It was all there in black and white. Sarah's first message to him from over 2 years ago. Found a new target. My mother. Recently widowed, lonely, and sitting on a fortune. Are you interested? His reply. Always, my love. Send me the details. What's her story? I could see their careful planning, their research into my money, their talks with the lawyer who had set up the account, their discussions about the special vitamins they were giving me, vitamins designed to make me confused and forgetful. The memory loss is working perfectly, one of Sarah's recent messages said. She barely knows what day it is. The doctor says 1 more month of this and she'll be ready for the competency hearing. The final message was the one that completely broke my heart. As soon as she's in the nursing home and we have control of all the money, William had written, you and I are moving to Italy. A new life together, my love, built on your mother's very comfortable retirement. They were going to have me declared mentally incompetent. They were going to steal everything I owned and then abandon me in a nursing home to rot away while they lived a life of luxury in Italy with my money. The betrayal was so complete, so evil, it was almost impossible to believe. My daughter and my husband, the 2 people I loved and trusted most in the world, were not my family. They were predators hunting me. I sat there in my quiet kitchen, holding that secret phone, and I felt the heartbroken, confused old woman they had created begin to die. And in her place, a new woman was born. A woman of ice and fire and righteous anger so powerful it felt holy. They thought they had turned me into a fool. They had no idea they had just awakened a warrior who was about to burn their entire world to the ground. The first thing I did after discovering their monstrous conspiracy was simple but powerful. I walked to the bathroom, took the bottle of special vitamins from the medicine cabinet, and flushed every single poisonous pill down the toilet. I watched them swirl away, washing their poison out of my life forever. Then I began to fight back. My mind, now free from the fog of their drugs, was working with frightening clarity. All those years I had worked as a librarian, organizing information and solving complex problems, came rushing back to me. They had thought my mind was my weakness. It was about to become my greatest weapon. I knew I couldn't do this alone. I needed someone I could trust completely, someone who could see past the confused old woman act they had forced me to play. I thought of my neighbor, Mrs. Betty Johnson. She was 83 years old, sharp as a tack, with no-nonsense attitude and fierce loyalty. She had been the one who first made me suspicious about Sarah and William. She had seen the truth when I was too blind and trusting to see it myself. I called her, my voice low and urgent. "Betty," I whispered, "I need your help. Something terrible has happened." She was at my back door in less than 5 minutes, her face full of worried concern. I let her in and showed her everything: the secret phone, the pictures, the horrible text messages. She read them with grim, silent fury, her usual cheerful expression turning into a mask of pure rage. "That no-good lying snake," she hissed when she finished reading. "And your own daughter. Margaret, my dear, they are not just thieves. They are monsters." She looked at me with blazing eyes. "What do you need me to do?" "I need a lawyer, Betty," I said. "A real one. Someone tough who won't be scared by their lies." Betty nodded, her mind already working. "I know just the person," she said. "My niece, Linda Martinez. She's the best lawyer in town, and she has a special passion for cases where people try to steal from older folks. She will destroy these too." While Betty called her niece, I took the next important step. I went back to the secret phone. I knew I couldn't keep it. They would eventually notice it was missing. So with steady hands, I began to save all the evidence. I took pictures of every single guilty text message and every damning photograph with my own phone. I then emailed the entire collection to a new secret email account I created. An account they knew nothing about. Finally, with grim satisfaction, I deleted everything from their phone and put it back exactly where William had left it. The evidence was now safely mine, and they had no idea. My meeting with Linda Martinez was 2 days later at her downtown office. She was a woman in her 40s with intelligent eyes that seemed to see right through people. I told her my story, my voice calm and clear, supported by the mountain of evidence I had collected. She was, as Betty had promised, both appalled and professionally excited. "Margaret," she said, her voice mixing sympathy with a lawyer's hunger for justice, "this is not just financial theft. This is criminal conspiracy involving your daughter, her husband David, and Mr. Brooks. The planning, the use of drugs to make you confused, the plan to have you falsely committed. This case will not only get your money back, it will likely send all 3 of them to prison for a very long time." Our plan had 3 parts. First, we would let them continue with their scheme. We would let them walk right into our trap. "You must keep playing the part of the confused, declining old woman," Linda instructed. "Let them get comfortable and overconfident. Let them believe they've already won. We want them to present their fake legal documents and their hired doctor in court. We want them to lie under oath." Second, while they were busy plotting my downfall, we would be building our unbreakable case. Linda's team began investigating their finances, finding the fake companies they had set up and the money they had already stolen. We got a sworn statement from Mrs. Betty detailing everything she had observed. And we prepared our secret weapon, a complete mental evaluation of me by a famous expert that would prove beyond any doubt that my mind was perfectly sharp. The final part of our plan was the most daring. "They're planning to steal your entire investment portfolio at a final meeting with your financial advisor," Linda said with a dangerous look in her eyes. "We will let them schedule that meeting. We will let them walk into that room with their fake documents, so confident they've won." She smiled a cold, calculating smile. "And we will have some surprise guests waiting for them." The trap was set. The waiting was torture. I had to live in the same house with the people who were trying to destroy me, smile at them, and play the part of their victim, all while knowing the terrible truth of their monstrous betrayal. But my determination never wavered. They had tried to steal my mind, my money, and my life. They had no idea that their confused old victim was about to become the architect of their spectacular downfall. The weeks before the final confrontation were like a tense game of chess played out in the sunny rooms of my own home. I was an actress playing the most important role of my life, the role of the confused, helpless old woman my daughter and her partners desperately needed me to be. It was the hardest, most exhausting performance I had ever given. Every morning, William would bring me my special vitamins with a glass of water, his face a mask of loving concern. "Here you go, my dear," he'd say, his voice smooth poison. "These will help clear your mind." I would take the pills with trembling hands, and then when he left, I would secretly throw them away, my heart pounding with fear and cold fury. I was living with my own would-be poisoner, and I had to smile and thank him for his care. Sarah would help me with daily tasks, her help a constant campaign of making me doubt myself. She would hide my reading glasses and then find them for me, gently scolding me for being so forgetful. She would ask me the same question 3 times, then sigh sadly when I got irritated. "See, William," she'd say loudly enough for me to hear. "She's getting so agitated and paranoid." The doctor was right about her condition. They were building their case against me, brick by brick, and I had to stand there and let them do it while secretly building my own much stronger case against them. My only lifeline was my secret late-night phone calls with Linda and my quiet afternoon visits with Betty, who would come over pretending to just chat but was actually my partner in this fight. "They're getting more confident," Betty whispered to me one afternoon. "I saw all 3 of them, Sarah, David, and that slick lawyer meeting again yesterday. They were laughing and celebrating." "Good," I replied with a small, cold smile. "Let them laugh. Proud people are always the most blind to danger." While they were busy plotting, Linda and her team were building a fortress of evidence against them. We had the text messages from the secret phone. We had the financial records showing their theft. We had Betty's sworn statement. And we had my secret weapon, the results of my independent mental evaluation. I had spent 2 full days with a court-appointed expert who had tested my mind thoroughly. His conclusion, now safely locked in Linda's office, was clear and definitive. I was a woman of superior intelligence and completely sound mind with no signs of mental decline whatsoever. The final stage of their plan, as we had learned from their text messages, was a meeting with my longtime financial advisor, Mr. Thompson. They had scheduled it for a Friday afternoon. Their goal was to present him with their fake power of attorney, a document they believed gave them the legal right to steal my entire investment portfolio, several $1,000,000. They thought I would be there as a quiet, confused prop in their final act of theft. And I would be there, but I would not be alone. The day of the meeting, my nerves were stretched to their breaking point. Sarah, David, and William were in high spirits, their victory so close they could taste it. They helped me get dressed, their hands on me feeling like the touch of poisonous spiders. "It's just a simple meeting with Mr. Thompson, Mom," Sarah said, fixing my collar. "Just to simplify your accounts. You just need to sit there quietly. We'll handle everything." "Of course, dear," I murmured, playing my part one last time. As we drove to the financial advisor's office, I looked out the window at the city, at people walking by living their normal lives. I felt like I was in a dream. Here I was, a 67-year-old woman on my way to a meeting where my own daughter, my son-in-law, and the man I had married were planning to steal my entire life savings and then lock me away in a nursing home. It was so evil, so unbelievable, it felt like something from a movie. But this was my real life. We walked into Mr. Thompson's elegant office. He greeted us with a professional smile. He knew what was about to happen, of course. Linda had told him everything. He was part of our trap. We sat around his large conference table. Sarah, David, and William on one side, looking confident and triumphant. Me on the other side, looking frail, confused, and completely defeated. "Well," Mr. Thompson began, "thank you all for coming. As I understand it, you'll now be managing your mother's financial affairs. Is that correct?" "That's absolutely right," Sarah said, pulling out a thick document with a flourish. "We have my mother's complete power of attorney. Given her condition, she's decided it's for the best. We're here today to begin liquidating her portfolio and moving the money into a more manageable account." She slid the forged document across the table. Mr. Thompson picked it up, his face serious. He examined the fake signature, then looked at me with a silent question in his eyes. This was my signal. I took a deep breath and gave him a single, almost invisible nod. The trap was about to spring. The moment I gave my quiet signal, everything in that polished conference room changed. The air grew thick and heavy, charged with energy that was about to explode. Sarah, David, and William were still smiling, so sure of their victory, so confident in their power that they didn't notice the change in me, the new cold fire in my eyes. Mr. Thompson examined the fake power of attorney they had so arrogantly placed on his desk. He held it up to the light, his expression grave and professional. "I see," he said slowly. "A power of attorney giving you, Mrs. Patterson, complete control over your mother's entire estate." "That's correct," Sarah said, her voice full of smug satisfaction. "As you can see, everything is perfectly legal. We'd like to begin liquidating her assets immediately." "I see," Mr. Thompson said again. He looked directly at me. "And you're in complete agreement with this, Margaret?" Before I could answer, Sarah jumped in, her voice too loud and sharp. "Of course she is. My mother understands that she can no longer handle these complex financial matters. We're simply doing what's best for her." "Is that so?" a new voice said, a voice that was calm, clear, and cut through the tension like a sharp knife. The conference room door, which I thought was closed, swung open. Standing there was my lawyer, Linda Martinez, looking like an angel of justice in her power suit. Behind her stood two large police detectives in uniform. Sarah, David, and William froze. Their faces showed pure horrified shock. Their triumphant smiles melted away, replaced by dawning panic and terror. What is the meaning of this?" Sarah stammered, her eyes darting from the detectives to me. "The meaning of this, Mrs. Patterson," Linda said, walking slowly into the room, her eyes fixed on Sarah like a predator stalking prey, "is that you, your husband David Patterson, and your associate William Brooks are under investigation for conspiracy to commit fraud and felony elder abuse." She placed a thick folder on the table with a satisfying thud. "This," she said, tapping the folder, "is the evidence. Text messages, photographs, financial records, all showing your monstrous, premeditated plan to defraud your own mother, Mrs. Margaret Sullivan." She turned to Mr. Thompson. "I believe these three were just attempting to use a forged power of attorney to commit fraud. Is that correct?" Mr. Thompson nodded grimly. "That is absolutely correct, Ms. Martinez. The transaction has been stopped." The detectives stepped forward. "Sarah Patterson, David Patterson, William Brooks," one of them said in a flat, official voice. "You are under arrest." The chaos that followed was beautiful and satisfying to watch. Sarah screamed a raw, animal sound of pure terror. David went pale as a ghost, while William, the charming, sophisticated con artist, simply seemed to collapse. They were handcuffed as their protests, denials, and pathetic lies crumbled in the face of overwhelming evidence of their monstrous conspiracy. As they were being led out of the room in handcuffs, Sarah looked at me one last time, her eyes blazing with venomous hatred. "How?" she whispered, her voice a broken croak. "How did you know?" I looked at my daughter, the child I had loved so dearly, the woman who had so brutally betrayed me. I felt nothing but profound, weary pity. "You made one mistake, Sarah," I said softly, my voice clear and strong. "You thought that because my heart was broken, my mind was broken too. You were wrong." The aftermath was swift and just. The evidence against them, collected from their own secret phone, was overwhelming and undeniable. They were charged, tried, and convicted. Their monstrous plot, their years of manipulation and lies, were all exposed in a court of law for everyone to see. They were sentenced to long, well-deserved prison terms. I, with the help of my brilliant lawyer and my dear friend Betty, reclaimed my life completely. My money was restored to me. My home was mine again. My mind was crystal clear. The fake trust they had used to try to steal from me was destroyed, and a new one was created in its place. The Margaret Sullivan Foundation for Elder Protection, a non-profit dedicated to helping other victims of elder fraud and abuse. My revenge wasn't just seeing them imprisoned or getting my money back. It was transforming my pain into power and purpose. They had tried to make me a victim, a footnote in their greedy story. Instead, I became the author of my own triumphant final chapter. I had faced the devils who had invaded my life, and I had won. In doing so, I found not just justice, but a new, profound, and unbreakable peace. Today, I want to leave you with this message. Never underestimate the power of a woman who has been pushed too far. Never assume that age makes us weak or that loneliness makes us stupid. We are stronger than they think, smarter than they know, and more dangerous than they could ever imagine. If you're facing something like this, remember, you are not alone. There are people who will help you fight back. There are lawyers who will stand up for you. There are neighbors who will believe you. Don't let anyone convince you that you're too old, too confused, or too weak to fight for what's yours. You have a voice, you have rights, and you have the power to expose the truth. Thank you for listening to my story. Please share it with anyone who needs to hear it. Together, we can protect each other from those who would prey on our kindness and trust.